This is a broadcast of SmallCapVoice.com, a financial communications and investor relations firm. SmallCapVoice.com receives payment for investor relations and financial consulting services that it provides to its clients. You should assume that officers, directors, and employees of SmallCapVoice.com or financial analysts mentioned and their families hold a position and intend to trade in these securities for their own accounts. This is not an offer or recommendation to buy or sell securities. Information in this broadcast is presented solely for informative purposes and is not intended to be, nor should it be construed as, investment advice. As in all investments, an investment in the featured company carries an investment risk. Listeners should review the company thoroughly with a registered investment advisor or registered stockbroker. This broadcast does not purport to be a complete study of the featured company or other companies mentioned. Information used and statements of fact have been obtained from the featured company and other sources but not verified nor guaranteed by SmallCapVoice.com as to completeness or accuracy. Such information is subject to change without notice.
You're wired in. SmallCapVoice.com. Following is a presentation of SmallCapVoice.com, today's leader in investor relations, capital formation, and retail support. Now, with your online business briefing, SmallCapVoice.com's Stuart T. Smith.
Welcome one, welcome all to this online business briefing brought to you by SmallCapVoice.com. And as you just heard, I'm your host, Stuart Smith, and we're very fortunate to be welcoming to the show for the very first time AVVaa, World Healthcare Products. The company's currently traded on the OTC Pink Exchange under the ticker symbol AVVH. And we're lucky enough to be joined by the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of AVVaa, Mr. Jason Price. Jason, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, Stuart, for having me.
You bet. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to stop by and speak to, of course, your existing shareholders, but also our listeners here at SmallCapVoice.com who may not be familiar with your company. So if you would, let's get a little background on the company, its business model, and the markets it operates in. Go ahead, Jason.
So AVVaa World Healthcare Products is a global biotechnology company that specializes in all-natural therapeutic skincare products that improve the quality of life and well-being of consumers and their pets. We are currently headquartered and operate out of Richmond, Virginia in the United States. And we have been in business since 1998. It was founded in 1998. And we are currently looking into moving into other markets around the world.
Very good. Now let's talk about the core products for the company. I've read a lot about NeuroSkin, but NeuroSkin's not the only product for the company. Let's talk first, though, about that. Let's talk about its invention, the markets that it goes after, the reception it's already received from the people that use it, those kind of things. Go ahead, Jason.
NeuroSkin was invented by a German pharmaceutical specialist, and we have been granted the exclusive patent on it all around the world. So we have the ability to distribute the product in all countries around the world with the exception of 3 companies that are in Europe right now. The main product, as you mentioned, Stuart, is NeuroSkin. And NeuroSkin currently has a product line for 4 types of conditions, the main one being psoriasis. And this was the original intention of the product when it was developed, was to treat psoriasis. And it is a patented natural product that contains nano-sized minerals and oils in a non-greasy, fast-absorbing formula which cools and soothes irritated skin.
Now, I know you also work with our four-legged friends. Talk to us about that market.
So, interesting enough, our four-legged friends also have skin conditions, and that cats, dogs, as well as horses also have skin care conditions. And horses generally have a skin condition that produces dry, itchy, flaky skin. And we kind of laugh and tease around the company saying that NeuroSkin has tested on humans but made for animals.
Well, Jason, thank you so much for that insight into those different product lines. Now let's talk a little bit about yourself. You're the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, and if we look at the numbers for this company, things have turned around quite a bit under your leadership. So let's learn about you as our guest.
Okay, so my story is interesting in coming aboard on AVVaa. I originally invested into the company back in 2007 as just a regular investor, and my reason for that is that I suffer from acne, and I have found that this product works fantastic for my acne conditions, and I also have a teenage son who also suffers and has seen great results from the acne product, the NeuroSkin Acne. So we invested in the company because we felt as though the company definitely has a unique product and can find a unique niche to service clients around the world. So I started in 2007 as a shareholder, followed the company, watched its ups and downs, and decided in 2009 to reach out to Ruth Brennan, who was the only director left in the company after a failed attempt by the previous president and vice president to push the products out. So the company was failing at the time. Ruth was very overworked and overhead and really just struggling to keep the company afloat. My original intention when I reached out was to redo the website into a more SEO-friendly website and to kind of bring all of a number of websites that they had out there. One was for the corporate side, they had another one for the product side, and they actually had to click to a different site if you wanted to purchase the products. So I reached out to Ruth in an effort to bring all of those underneath one website and to kind of solidify the brand name AVVaa. So we worked together for about 8 months and redid the website. It's fully SEO compliant, e-commerce enabled. You are able to purchase the products straight from the website with a minimum number of clicks compared to before, where there was just 3 or 4 or 5 clicks just to get to the product that you wanted to view and purchase it. So, which was very successful. At that point, she asked if I wouldn't mind coming on board as a chief technology officer to help promote the products around the United States. So I took her offer and came on board, and we came up with a marketing plan to where we would start over again, start with the homegrown, local market type advertising and get it expanded out organically through social media like Twitter and Facebook. So, and then last year, Ruth came to me and asked if I wouldn't mind taking over as the chairman and CEO of the company. She has other aspirations. She wanted to step down from her directorship and kind of focus on the pet line in Canada. She has a passion for her pets in Canada and wanted to focus on the pet line and just doing sales and marketing for the company in Canada. So I obliged, and here I am today, 2013, as the CEO of a successful skincare company, and started out as a shareholder.
Well, you know what? As I listen to that story, that's not a bad place to start off because, you know, the shareholders typically, and I've been working with them for 13 years, all know that they can run the company better than the current management. Am I right?
That's absolutely correct.
All right. Well, let's move on because, as I pointed out a little bit earlier, things have really turned around under your leadership. Let's talk about some of the milestones as you've seen them, as they've occurred here so far in the year 2013. What stands out to you, Jason?
Well, the biggest one, obviously, is the number of sales that we have actually generated this year. At the beginning of the year, when I took over the company was struggling. They were struggling to make sales. I would say that they would average about $50 a month on sales on this product. So when I took it over, I set my goal to be, I'm going to do what I can through social media to promote this company to get the sales up to $100 a month. That was my goal. And I worked to generate awareness on social media sites like Facebook and Twitter, and it wasn't before long where we actually hit that $100 a month sales. I was really excited about that, and I have now set my goal to $500. So now we are working on $500 a month in sales. Now, mind you, this is through organic advertising, through Google AdWords and Facebook, and we are not spending a ton of money. We have not generated $1 million commercials or advertising spots. So our goal was to kind of start over fresh, not dilute the company with a ton of marketing and sales pitches and magazine articles and so on and so forth, and just to get the company into a point to where we can actually go out and purchase some magazine articles and grow it organically.
Well, and that comes out in this headline, listeners. AVVaa World Healthcare Products announces annual 2013 results. And, like you said, you're starting out small, but you're working your way up. The company is pleased to report a revenue increase of $12,000 for the period ending May 31st, 2012, to $31,000 for the same period ending May 31st, 2013. And like you said, you're lean and mean. You've got operating profits of $24,529 for that period. So that, again, kind of points to your management philosophy. It sounds to me like keeping a low burn rate, low overhead, low expenses is really the route you're taking.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's where the previous management team lost sight of the products, of the focus of the company was to sell the products. And granted, they tried some great things. They tried commercials and produced wonderful commercials, which we have on our website right now, one of the commercials. And I just think that the time slots they had selected was not the most optimum time slot to select for that product. And like we've seen in the past, for example, if you take a look at Proactive is one of the biggest players right now in the skincare, especially the acne market. And they started on late-night television commercials at 3 o'clock in the morning. The reason why they're so successful today is they had deep pockets. They had the ability to spend millions of dollars every single month just keeping that advertising going on TV. And once they started getting sales in, they moved their time slots up into the midnight hour and then continued moving into prime time. And their sales have increased tremendously year over year since they've done that.
Well, now you are once again the chairman and CEO currently for this company, a former shareholder as the leadership going forward for the company. What are some of your goals for the company here in 2013 and 2014?
Well, again, my goal is to grow the sales. I want to I want to grow sales by double every single year until we get up into the $1 million a year sales. And the way we're going to do that, Stuart, is we're going to, again, continue to push our products through social media with as little overhead as possible and get together with some marketing gurus that I have out here in Richmond, Virginia, and come up with a marketing plan to slowly push out the products through radio advertisements, local TV commercials, and into the malls throughout the Richmond area.
Very good. Well, let's touch on another press release for the company. Now, this one just came out recently, and it's got a good quote from you explaining exactly what it means to the company itself. But the headline here is AVVaa World Healthcare Products announces acquisition of NeuroSkin trademark and granted Natural Health Canada license. Now, this is important to you and your company. Why, Jason? Go ahead.
Well, again, Stuart, NeuroSkin is the product of the company, and while the past management has focused on the public side of the company being AVVaa World Healthcare, I feel as though that NeuroSkin really is the identity of the company. And purchasing the trademarks from the inventor actually adds value to the company for our shareholders, by which when we do push the products out as NeuroSkin, the NeuroSkin is the trademark. It's the name of the company. It's what everybody's going to know the company by. Currently, right now, if you look for NeuroSkin, it comes up as NeuroSkin or AVVaa. You see the two names coexist next to each other. We want to kind of fade out the AVVaa side of it and make NeuroSkin be the identity and the brand of the company. One brand, and it's a household brand that everybody knows about. Now, the other one that you talked about, the Natural Health Products of Canada, this is significant when we go to push the products to drugstores in Canada as a natural health product. And that being, a lot of consumers today are so concerned with the chemicals that are in the products that they're putting on their skin, that they're eating. This will actually allow us to put a label on there to say we're a natural health product. It goes into the stores, and consumers that come in that are concerned about those ingredients that are in there will look to our products as being the number one product that they look to purchase.
Very good. Well, listeners, once again, we are speaking with Jason Price. Jason is the chairman and CEO of AVVaa, World Healthcare Products. The company, as I mentioned earlier, traded currently on the OTC Pink Exchange under the ticker symbol AVVH. If you'd like to learn more about the company, and I suggest you do so, go to their website, avvaa.com. That's AVVAA.com. Our guest today is also the contact for the company. Jason can be reached at 866-864-6598. Well, Jason, once again, I want to thank you so much for stopping by here at SmallCapVoice.com. We appreciate your personal insight into your company's news, business model, and products. We look forward to great things from you and your company, AVVaa, here in 2013 and beyond. And we'd love to have you right back here at Small Cap Voice as more great news from AVVaa hits the press wire right here at SmallCapVoice.com. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you, Stuart.
All right, for Jason Price, this is Stuart Smith saying thanks so much for listening.
SmallCapVoice.com, today's leader in investor relations, capital formation, and retail support, provides its clients with the highest level of service. Our audio interviews are disseminated to one of the largest opt-in audiences available today. How? We at SmallCapVoice.com believe in aligning and affiliating ourselves with other leaders within the investor relations community. By sharing resources, each affiliated firm is made that much stronger, and each client is served that much better. Our focus is to identify and provide the very best financial services and solutions available to clients and their shareholders. For more information about our services, please call us at 512-267-2430 or visit us on the web at www.smallcapvoice.com.